radio side tonight. And then, of course, we'll also be live on the YouTube when the game gets ready to get started in just a few moments. Being brought to you throughout the season by the Harrison County Fillies boosters. And a lot of the great sponsors will tell you throughout the ball game who some of those great sponsors are throughout the night. As we get ready to go here tonight, there is a chance of rain, but they're expecting that hopefully maybe a little bit later tonight. So we'll hopefully get this, or at least the varsity game in before it actually does start raining. About a week or two ago, this Fillies ball club did make the run over to Great Crossings, where they had fell 3-0. Cheyenne Ross was on the circle that night for Harrison County and pitched a well of a ball game, only giving up the 3 runs in the one inning. And I'm going to ignore that there's possibly drops coming. As we get ready to get this game underway, as we mentioned, Harrison County last night made the trip up to Lafayette to take on the number 8 team in the state, the Lady Generals, in a game that saw Harrison County fall 3-1. But the Fillies really have an issue with the bats last night. But Bella pitching a pretty good game against Lafayette last night as well. This Great Crossing Ball Club, as we take a look, they come in with a record of 16-2, and as we mentioned, out of the very tough 11th region, they going into play tonight, they have won several games in a row. As we take a glance at their schedule, in fact, the last time they lost was back on April the 14th. So since then, they've knocked off Madison Central, Frankfort, Western Hills. Actually, they lost to Western Hills a couple of days ago. I missed that. So they're on a one-game winning streak. Let's head to our PA announcer tonight, Ryan Ross.
Hitting second, playing right field, number 11, Emma Ham. Batting third at shortstop, number 4, Chesta Ritchie. Hitting cleanup and playing third base, number 17, Owen McCoy. In the DP position, batting fifth, number 23, Savannah White. In the circle today and batting sixth, number 9, Bella Persinger. In left field, batting seventh, number 14, Marissa Taylor. In the 8th position tonight, playing center field, number 5, Allison Dye. And behind the plate, hitting 9th, number 16, Bailey Hudgens. In the flex position today, playing second base, number 10, Lexi Highlander. If everyone could please stand, remove your hats and face the flag located over the home dugout for our national.
This underway. I'm going to see if we can cover the equipment a little bit. We'll get you the lineups here in just a moment as the drops beginning to kind of fall here at Shirleyville here this evening. Harrison County, as we mentioned, coming off that loss last night to Lafayette, hopefully will be able to bounce back here tonight as they take on the number 6 team in the state in the form of Great Crossing. As we get some of this equipment out of the ring. Mentioned live tonight here on the radio side and also live on the YouTube page as well tonight. As we get ready to get this game underway. Great crossing, the Lady Warhawks. Leading things off will be the center fielder Delaney Sullivan, followed by Cameron Lookadoo. Lookadoo will be batting second. Ashton Holbrook will be batting third for the Warhawks. Kendall McMead will be catching as she's batting fourth. Batting fifth will be Emma Sutton. Sutton over at first base tonight. Ryan Livingston out in left field. She's followed by the seventh place hitter, Aubrey Green, designated batter. She's hitting for the pitcher, Brianna Parker. And batting eighth in the lineup, Riley McAllister. McAllister will be in right field. And batting ninth, Brooke Miller out at second base here tonight. So that is the way the lineup looks for the Lady Warhawks. Harrison County's defense in just a matter of moments. The first one up and in, and Sullivan will have to bounce out of the way with ball one. As we get this game underway here, try to get it in before much of the rain hits. First pitch comes in at 5:49, a little bit early. This one popped up, and as it's off of Shy Ross's glove and Highlander's glove, we'll put Sullivan down out at first on an error by the first baseman. So the first runner will reach. Just brings up Cameron Lookadoo. Mentioned a few drops out and about there tonight. We get ready to see the first one and go ball one out of the zone, and just like that, Sullivan makes her way to second base. 66 degrees here at the game time. So one ball, no strikes, and on the wild pitch. Put Sullivan down at first. Next pitch on the way. This one up and called strike, and ball gets away from Hudgens, who's behind the plate, and goes out of play. And with it going out of play, Sullivan was swiping third. They will award her home as the ball goes out of play. So 1-0 her score here in the first inning, as Sullivan will score. 2-0 our count. Harrison County's defense, Shy Ross at first, Lexi Highlander at second, Trista Ritchie at short, Owen McCoy at third, Bailey Hudgens behind the plate, Marissa Taylor, Allison Dye, and Emma Ham from left to right in the outfield, backing up the pitching of Bella Persinger. 3 balls and a strike, your count. Umpire now asking about where the count was, but after the error by Hudgens, Fillies with a couple of errors already here in the ball game. 1-0, great crossings. Two balls, one strike, the count. Harrison County in their white uniforms, not seen those in a little bit. Next pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Bailey will keep it in front of her. Runs the count even at 2-2. Next pitch on the way, this one out of the zone, will run the count full. 3-2 you count. Three balls, two strikes, 1-0, great crossings. Here in the first, this will be fouled out of play, so we'll do it again. As I mentioned, we're going to kind of sprinkle out here. Next pitch on the way, she'll swing and a miss. The ball hits the dirt, throw on down to first to complete the strikeout. First out of the ball game. This will bring up Ashton Holbrook. Holbrook playing over at third base tonight.
Next for great crossing, number 16, Ashton Holbrook.
Holbrook, another right-handed batter. Umbrellas out and about here tonight. Next pitch on the way. Called strike one. Mention being brought to you by the Harrison County Fillies boosters, and some of those folks include Angelo's Pizza, Bianchi's Restaurant, Bidfa, the Brett Persinger Memorial, Charlie's Roller Rink, City National Bank, Custom Wood Products, Cynthiana Bike Festival, and Cynthiana Elks Lodge. Next pitch on the way, a swing and a miss will run the count of 1 ball or no balls and 2 strikes. This one pops straight up and out of play, so we'll keep everything right where it's at. So it goes behind the concession stand. This Phillies ball club in the midst of what is an unbelievable schedule. Things got started on Tuesday night. They made the trip to Simon Ken where they knocked off the Lady Pioneers 9-1. Pitch on the way. Fouled off, so we'll do it again. Where they fell 3-1 last night to, as we said, Lafayette, number 8 in the state. The coach's poll. Tonight, facing number 6 against Great Crossing. No, this one way out of the zone, a ball and a couple of strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ashton Holbrook. Still 1 away. And after tonight, this next pitch on the way. This one up. Evens the count, a couple balls, a couple of strikes. After tonight, this club tomorrow night is scheduled to make the trip to Ryle for a doubleheader. Swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts for the first 2 outs recorded here tonight. Brings up Kendall Meade. Meade behind the plate tonight.
Stepping to the plate for the Warhawks, number 33, Kendall Meade.
Meade, another right-handed batter. Pitching a doubleheader against Ryle tomorrow night, and then on Saturday, 2 more games. This one high, ball 1. Phillies make the trip to Dixie Heights. And then they will follow that with a game against a team out of Indiana on Saturday. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. This one pops straight up. It'll go out of play behind the concession stand to run the count at a ball and a strike. They then follow that up with Monday night back here at Shirley Field with Madison Central, who's also in the top 15, who will make their way here from Richmond, Lady Indians. That one awful close. Official saying not close enough. We'll run the count at 2 balls and a strike. 2 away. Great Crossings up 1-0. Then on Tuesday night of next week, this one out of the zone, 3-1. The team gets to hit the road as we'll make the trip up to Alexandria, to Claryville actually, to take on the Lady Camels of Campbell County. We'll have that game here on the radio side of things on Tuesday. This one popped up as well. It's going to go out of play and runs the count full with 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 away. Then after that, a trip to Bishop Brossard for the ball club. And then the following weekend, on Friday night, Connor will be here. That's alumni night, a little later ball game. Called strike 3. And that's a Knuplow strikeout. So in the inning, here we see Great Crossing put a run across the plate. They do it by no base hits. There was 1 error in the ball game, and nobody left on. We have played half. Great Crossing 1. Harrison County coming to plate. You are listening, of course, to Harrison County Phillies softball on WCYN.
With all the financial headlines, you're one.
Here at Shirley Field as we head to the bottom of the first. Harrison County coming to the plate for the first time tonight. Their lineup looking like this after being gone for a couple of weeks. Shy Ross able to get back in the lineup tonight. She's leading things off, followed by Emma Ham out in right field. Trista Ritchie is a shortstop tonight, batting third. Owen McCoy will be batting fourth in the lineup, followed by Savannah White, who's designated player hitting for the second baseman, Lexi Highlander. Batting sixth in the lineup, Bella Persinger in the circle tonight. Seventh, the left fielder, Marissa Taylor, followed by Allison Dye out in the center, and Bailey Hudgens behind the plate, batting ninth. So that is the way Phillies will go. Ross, Ham, Ritchie, McCoy, White, Persinger, Taylor, Dye, and Hudgens. We'll get you the Great Crossing defense in a moment. Brianna Parker in the circle tonight for Great Crossing. She's a right-hander. She said Shy's been out the last few weeks with some injuries, and this will be the first time we've seen her back, and out of the zone goes ball one. It's good to see her back in that lineup. Next one on the way, called strike. Ball and a strike. Ball, one strike. 1-0 or score here in the bottom of the first. Called strike two. Nice pitch by Parker. Hits that outside corner. Well, hopefully maybe if these drops will go away, we can take a look at some stats and so on. But right now with it still a little bit of rain out there, just have to protect. So it hit that outside corner for a call, strike three. First out of the ball game, as Ross will be recorded. Brings up Emma Ham. Emma out in right field tonight. Batting second as she has done the last little bit of the season.
Number 11, Emma Ham.
Parker getting the sign on deck. Trista Ritchie. This one out towards the second baseman. They'll come up with it. Fires to first. 2 up, 2 down. Brings up the junior Trista Ritchie. Trista, the only one with a hit last night at Lafayette. Drove in a run.
Now batting number 4, Trista Ritchie.
Ritchie was our junior construction player of the game last night with that hit. And this one nearly takes out Rodney Persinger down the first base line, but Rodney able to do a little dance and get out of that coach's box for strike one. It's about the time I think the drops have stopped. I feel something else. Balls and a strike. Trista awaits the next delivery. Going to miss. Strike two. Owen McCoy on deck here in the first inning. As we mentioned, we're with you again on Monday night. The Phillies playing host to Madison Central on WCYN2's app is where we will be. Called strike three. Hits that outside corner. So Parker records a side in order, including a couple of strikeouts in the inning. We played one. Great cross. Head to the second inning. You listen to Harrison County Phillies softball on WC1 and 2. Well, back here at Shirley Field, 1-0 or score. Great Crossing leading Harrison County as we head to the top of the second inning. Emma Sutton will come to the plate for the Lady Warhawks and promptly hits this one out towards right field. Ham comes up, fires to first, and the umpire said she got her. Wow, what a play. Ball ends up in right field. Ham comes up firing to first base and records Sutton. So one away, brings up Ryan Livingston. Livingston out in left field tonight. Livingston, another right-hander for the Lady Warhawks. Phillies, as we mentioned, trailing 1-0. Ball went high. As Great Crossing's able to put a run on with an error in that first inning, and she came around to score with another error. Called strike. Ball on the strike. Excuse me. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. 1-0 score here in the second. A little low. 2-1. Bread's off tonight, but they are hosting their invitational this weekend. So Lewis County and Newport Central Catholic. Another Thoroughbreds playing up on Mike Whitaker Field. This one out towards the center field. It's going to bounce its way to the fence. Allison Dye quickly gets it back in. So first hit of the ball game will be recorded by Livingston, and she'll stop at first. And brings up Aubrey Green. Green, the designated player, hitting for the pitcher, Brianna Parker. I'm brought to you by the Cynthiana Lions Club, Cynthiana Rotary Club, C&V Construction, the Dairy Queen, Diane Sumter, Dr. Brett Hines and Family, Family Wealth Group, Field and Main Bank, Gary Lamb, and GCH Insurance. Aubrey Green, another big batter for Great Crossings. Mentioned number 6 in the state. Ball went high. Hudgens will quickly jump out behind front of the plate to make sure Livingston stays at first. Next pitch on the way. This umpire says it's a little high. Runs the count 2-0. 1 away here in the second. This one pops straight up. Trista Ritchie around the shortstop spot will make the call and the catch for the second out of the inning. And this will bring up Riley McAllister.
Now batting number 10, Riley McAllister.
McAllister playing out in right field tonight. Another right-handed batter for this Lady Warhawk Ball Club. She'll have a swing and a miss for strike 1. No balls and a strike. Called strike 2 as it hits that outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner down at first base here in the top of the second. Phillies trailing 1-0. Ball 1 high. Trying to get her to chase, and she's not going to have any part of that. Next delivery, Bella comes home. This one high as well. 2-2, leaving the count. Top of the second inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner down at first. Pitch on the way. This one foul, and it'll go. Hits the light pole. I don't know that I've ever seen that. Hits the light pole and comes back into the stands. That'll be hard to hit if you just threw the ball, let alone fouled it off. It'll keep it at 2-2. Swing and a miss, and third strikeout recorded by Bella Persinger tonight. 4th strikeout, and more importantly, the third out here in the second inning. In the inning, no runs for Great Crossing. There was a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on. We have played 1.5. Great Crossing's leading 1-0 over Harrison County. You're listening to Harrison County Phillies softball on WCYN.
Angelo's Pizza.
Back here at Shirley Field as we head to the bottom of the second. 4, 5, and 6 coming to the plate for the Phillies. Owen McCoy will lead things off. Owen reaching a couple of times last night with a couple of walks. And this one, a ground ball to where Sutton will make the play. Nice play by Sutton, and she has to hit the ground. Comes up with it and tags the base for the first out of the inning. Brings up the junior Savannah White. Savannah leading the ball club with 4 home runs, 32 RBIs. Designated player tonight, hitting for the freshman, the second baseman, Lexi Highlander.
Now batting number 23, Savannah White.
I think the drops have hopefully stopped a little bit anyway. Next pitch on the way, outside, ball 1. Now I was going to tell you, see if we can get Parker's numbers. The right-hander out there for Great Crossing. This is her 13th game, and she has started 10, 66 and 2/3 innings pitched, 66 hits, 32 runs, 22 of them earned. This one high, ball 2. 19 walks, 55 strikeouts. She's 9-1 going into play. Has 1 save with a 2.31 ERA. Parker, a sophomore. Right-hander coming home with it. Called strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 away here in the second inning. Next delivery, awful close. Umpire says it was not close enough. 3 balls and a strike. Savannah leading the team with 32 RBIs, 32 hits, 6 doubles, 4 home runs, hitting .427. She went deep the other night against Simon Kenton for that 4th home run. It's ball 4. She'll truck on down to first base. First base on balls given up by the ball club. Brings up the freshman Bella Persinger. Bella, the left-handed batter, coming to the plate. Bella on the year, hitting .204. 8 RBIs to her credit, a couple of doubles, but 18 walks, which is one of the top 25 in the state. Bella awaits the next delivery by Parker. This one a little high. Ball 1. Savannah's still down at first base. Sometimes we have a courtesy runner, but she's staying in. Next delivery, this will be fouled out of play, evens the count of the ball, and a strike. Bella.
We have pinch runner number 21, Hayden Lunsford, running for number 23.
Sophomore Hayden Lunsford now crowning in, courtesy runner for Savannah White. Hayden getting the start out in left field last night for Fillies. She's courtesy runner tonight for Savannah. So we'll put the sophomore down at first base. 1 ball, 1 strike to Persinger. Bella climbing back in there and waits the next delivery of Parker. Outside, 2-1. Marissa Taylor, the junior, on deck for Harrison County. Sutton at first, Miller at second, Holbrook at third, Lokadu at short, Livingston, Sullivan, and McAllister left to right in the outfield. Meade behind the plate, and Brianna Parker in the circle for Great Crossings. This one out towards left field. It's going to hang up and go foul for strike 2 down the third base line. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, still a runner down at first base. Mentioned they played a couple of weeks ago. 3-0 was the final. Next pitch on the way. This one foul, popped up. Let's see what's going to hang in there. Ends up in the edge of foul territory. Lokadu goes running, and on a run, looks over her shoulder and makes the catch in foul territory for the second out. Nice play. Brings up the junior Marissa Taylor. Marissa.
Number 14, Marissa Taylor.
Hitting .371 on the year. That's at 12 RBIs. Has that home run that she hit last week over West Jessamine, and then it was a shot. I know we've talked about it on the other broadcast, but it cleared. Ball one, swiping to second base, Lunsford. Ball thrown down, not in time. But the shot that Marissa hit at West Jessamine last Thursday cleared the scoreboard. Cleared the scoreboard that was behind the scoreboard. Let's take a look. Mariana Parker went last time when these two teams played back on April the 12th. Went 4 innings, gave up a hit, a couple of strikeouts. This one a little low, ball 2, 2-0 to Taylor. Shy Ross was in the circle for the Fillies that night. Two balls, no strikes. Runner down to second base. Called strike one as it hits that outside corner. Trying to see what Marissa did last time. She was a strikeout victim, had one at bat against Parker back on the 12th. She'll hit this the other way, and it's going to be a long foul as it goes into foul territory down the first base line. Evens account in a couple of balls, a couple of strikes. Allison Dye on deck. Allison's been leading off the last few games. Lunsford down to second base, running for White. Pitch on the way, and she'll foul this off again, so we'll do it one more time. Harrison County trailing 1-0. Stay tuned, of course, following our softball game around 8 o'clock tonight. A little Sin City Vinyl, the Battle of the Bands, Dawkin and Rat. Should be an interesting matchup. Outside, runs the count full, 3-2. Not sure it's quite as interesting as the Phillies and the Lady Warhawks, and at least to me. But that is the plan for later tonight, a little Sin City Vinyl. Runner still at second base. Phillies looking for their first base hit of the ball game. And this one a slow roller to Lickadoo. She'll come across to Sutton, and that will end the inning. No runs in the inning. There were no hits. Harrison County does leave a runner aboard. No errors. We have played 2. Great Crossing 1. Harrison County nothing as we head to the 3rd. You're listening to Harrison County Phillies softball on WCBN. On here tonight, 1-0 as we head to the 3rd inning. 9-1-2 come to the plate, and Brooke Miller, Delana Sullivan, and Cameron Lickadoo. First one low, outside, ball 1. Great Crossing putting a run across the plate in the first inning. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the 3rd. Persinger beginning her 3rd inning of work, a little high, ball 2. Being brought to you tonight by Hall Painting, GCH Insurance, Harrison Memorial Hospital, Joe Cochran State Farm, Cassie & Associates, Grant Bennett, Kellyohn's Pizza, Kentucky Chiropractic. A swing and a miss, runs the count to 2-1. Leonos of Cynthiana, Main Fitness, Mark Sadler Trucking, all great sponsors of Harrison County Phillies softball. Both here as boosters, as well as on WCYN Radio and our app and YouTube. This will be fouled off. She tries to bunt it, not able to put it in play. We'll run the count a couple balls, couple strikes. As we said, Miller at the plate. She's a senior. Several seniors on this ball club. Waits for the next delivery by Persinger. That's going to hit her. First hit batter of the ball game. And so we'll put Miller down at first. Brings up Delana Sullivan. Sullivan reached on an error and it came around to score the first run. And the umpire says no, it didn't hit her. He said she leaned over and it was called a strike, and that's a strikeout. So with that, the umpire saying no, she leaned into it instead of trying to get out of the way. So Miller will be recorded with the first out. That's the fifth strikeout of the ball game, recorded by Bellin. This brings up Sullivan. As we said, Sullivan reached on an error, scored on another error back in the first. Sullivan is a senior. She is a lot of their offense here. And this one, high ball one. Leading the team 569 in batting. 15 for 16 stolen bases. Has a couple of home runs. 7 RBIs, 10 doubles, 13 RBIs. 7 walks, 13 RBIs. This one will find a hole. Base hit into right field. Sullivan tags first. Goes running to second. She's not going to stop. On her way to third. The ball gets there, but not quite in time. And Sullivan reaches third with a stand-up triple. Said she is one of the top in the area, top in the state. And she makes her way to third base. This brings up Cameron Lookadoo. Lookadoo is a strikeout victim back in the first inning. She's a senior. Lookadoo hitting .407 on the year. 22 hits, 17 RBIs, 7 doubles, couple of home runs, couple of triples. Ball one. With Sullivan, that's our 8th triple of the year. Very, very impressive. 1 ball, no strikes. We're in the top of the first. This one out of the zone. We'll run the count to 2-0. One nothing or score. This one will hug the line, but keeps curving foul for strike one. A couple of balls and 1 strike. Try to get this back underway here in just a matter of moments. Mention the Breads back in action tomorrow here at the Hilltop. Next pitch on the way. This one in butt. And Ross comes up fires to Highlander to get the force of the sure out. While that's going on, Sullivan will score on the sacrifice. So 2-0 or score. The sacrifice will officially go 3-4. The second out of the inning, and brings up Ashton Holbrook. Holbrook, a sophomore.
Number 16, Ashton.
Hitting .426, third on the ball club in batting. Let's have a couple of home runs to her credit as well. This team with 14 home runs as a team. She'll foul this one off for strike one. Holbrook with 23 RBIs. She is leading the ball club. In fact, Lookadoo with that sacrifice, her 18th is the closest to her. Bella comes home. Called strike. It's a nice pitch across the plate. No balls and a couple of strikes. And when it was raining a while ago, we didn't take a look at Bella's numbers. We'll try to do that here in a moment. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in the third. Outside, ball one. Bella on the year, her 20th game, 19 of them started, 93 innings going into play tonight. This one high, 2-2. 82 hits, 51 runs, 36 of them earned, 42 walks, 95 strikeouts. And looking at the total, she has hit 100 here in this ball game. She's 12-4 overall after that loss last night. 1 save with a 2.71 ERA. And rounding first and trucking into second base with a stand-up double will be Holbrook as she hits the ball down the left field line. This brings up Kendall Mead. Mead behind the plate tonight. Mead, a junior.
Next for the Warhawks. Number 33.
Still 2 away. Mead second in batting on the team with 444. Has 1 home run. 13 RBIs. Hitting the cleanup in the ball club here tonight. Swing and a miss, strike one. Bella reached her 100th strikeout earlier here in the inning for the season. Next pitch on the way. Called strike, hits that outside corner. No balls and a couple of strikes. Holbrook still down in second base. Top of the third inning is where we sit. Next pitch on the way. Outside, runs the count of the ball and a couple of strikes. Great Crossing, 16-2 on the year. They have taken care of business. This one fouled down the third base line, so we'll do it again. The very tough 11th region. 41st district. Two, nothing or score. Ball outside, awful close, but not close enough. Two balls, two strikes, two away. Runner down to second. Phillies trailing 2-0. This one popped foul off the Harrison County dugout, so we'll continue to do it as Meade continues to battle. Next delivery. Bella comes home. This one out towards center field, and it's going to hang up there as Lexi Highlander will make the play at second base. But in the inning, one run comes across the plate for the Lady Warhawks. It came by the way of two base hits. There was no errors in the inning, and they leave a runner aboard. We played 2.5. Great Crossings 2, Harrison County nothing. You were listening, of course, to Harrison County Phillies softball on WCYN. Right. 2-0 our score as we head to the bottom of the second. Bottom of the order coming to the plate for Harrison County. 8, 9, and 1. Allison Dye, Bailey Hudgens, and Shy Ross. Allison, a sophomore. She scored last night, reached on an error and came around to score the lone run for the Phillies. Allison, a left-handed batter, hitting .318 on the year. Has 8 RBIs, 1 double to her credit. See if she can get the offense going. And line drive to Holbrook for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Holbrook. Brings up the sophomore Bailey Hudgens. Hudgens coming to the plate. Bailey hitting behind the plate tonight defensively. Hitting .273. Has 4 doubles, 9 RBIs. Bailey's played some out in left field this season, been behind the plate some. But over 2 weeks left here in the regular season. She'll show bunt, brings it back in time, ball 1. So the last time these two teams played, Parker did pick up the win. Bella did not pitch that night. This pitch went a slow roll to the third baseman. Holbrook goes across to Sutton. 2 up, 2 down. Back to the leadoff hitter, the freshman Shy Ross, as we said, returning to the lineup tonight.
Now batting number 25, Cheyenne Ross.
Shy hitting .415 on the season. 22 hits, second in RBIs with 23, 7 doubles to lead the ball club. 4 home runs, ties her with Savannah White as the home run leader. Been out the last few weeks with an injury and Good to see her back in the lineup. It's time she'll hit this one out towards right field. It's going to hang up there as McAllister comes up with the catch. Well, 3 up, 3 down here in the third. We head to the fourth. Great Crossings 2, Harrison County nothing. You're listening to Harrison County Fillies Softball on WCYN. Well, we head to the fourth. 2-0 to score. Great Crossing leading the way. 5, 6, and 7 coming to the plate, and Emma Sutton Green. Sutton getting thrown out from right field the first time up. Sutton, a sophomore. Watch that one come across the knee there. A few raindrops from the umbrella here that I think is going to eventually blow into somebody. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. No balls, a couple of strikes. Being brought to you by Mikey's Trucking LLC, Milford Christian, Hampton Realty Inc., Paul Jones Trucking, his industry and packaging, Bruce Peterman, Primo Smiles, Richardson Farms, Southern States, Stockyard Bank and Trust, the Skirts, Homburg Fairways. Next pitch called strike 3. 6th strikeout of the ball game. Recorded for Bella, but more importantly, first out here in the fourth. Yes, we'll bring up Livingston. She'll hit this one out towards center field. Allison Dye will come up with the catch for the second out of the inning. Brings up Aubrey Green. Green popped up to the shortstop back in the second inning.
Box number 14.
Green, a freshman. Green hitting .271 on the year. Does have 7 RBIs to her credit. 4 doubles, 4 triples. Pitch on the way. This one popped up. It's going to go around the circle. Ritchie comes up, fires to first, and hits the dirt. So third error of the ball game against Harrison County will put Green down at first base. Brings up Riley McAllister. McAllister, a strikeout victim in the 8th inning. McAllister, a senior. And McAllister hitting .300 on the year. Call strike 1. One run came across after a couple of errors in the first. The second inning, this one fouled back for strike 2. Sullivan tripled to lead off the inning, and with an RBI double, Holbrook drove her in. Stay with us. Following the game, we'll, of course, be talking to Harrison County head coach Chad Persinger. We'll take a look at the numbers. And then the junior construction player of the game, swing and a miss, and 6th strikeout of the ball game, but more importantly, the third out here in the fourth. No runs in the inning. There was no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on. We have played 3.5. Great Crossing 2. Harrison nothing. You're listening, of course, to Harrison County Fillies Softball on WCYN.
Jacob loves the game of basketball, but not as much as he loves his dad. Harrison Memorial
we head to the bottom of the fourth. The Phillies have got to get the bats going. They're still no hits in the ball game. They put one runner aboard on a base on balls in that second inning. Last night, only one hit in the offense, so got to get it going here in the fourth. Brings up Emma Ham. Emma grounded out to the second baseman back in the first inning. And she'll do just that, base hit in the right field. So Emma will get things going here in the fourth. Brings up Trista Ritchie, the junior. Trista, a strikeout victim back in that first inning.
Now batting number 4, Trista Ritchie.
Trista hitting .274, as we said, drove in that lone run last night for the Phillies. Let's see if she can make something happen here in the fourth tonight. This one high, ball one. Meade popping up behind the plate to stare Ham down. Ritchie at the plate. Ham down at first. This one called outside, ball two. Oh, McCoy on deck for Harrison County. Well, Cincinnati Reds winning 3 in a row this week as they knocked off the Texas Rangers. Swing and a miss, runs the count 2-1. Couple of games walk-offs, including that 2-run home run for Nick Senzel yesterday to end the ball game to win 5-3. First home run in 8 games for the Reds. Wow. Swing and a miss, strike two. Reads the count at a couple of balls, couple of strikes. Reds off tonight, back in action late night tomorrow night. We'll have that one after the Reds game tomorrow night as they make the trip to Oakland to take on the A's. And a Saturday afternoon game and a Sunday afternoon game out in Oakland. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner aboard, 2-0 or score here in the bottom of the fourth. And this one a slow roll to first. The first baseman, Sutton, will fall down, goes to the bag for the force. And with the fielder's choice, and the Ham will make her way to second base. Nice play that time by Sutton. With one away, brings up the cleanup hitter, Owen McCoy. Owen, a sophomore. Hitting .377 on the year, 13 home runs, 13 RBIs, a couple of home runs. It'd be nice if she would get 13, but she'd have to go on quite a streak between now and the end of the year. Runner down to second base. Ball one high. Savannah White on deck. Just one away. Now we told you when the Braves are back in action. Tomorrow night, a couple on Saturday as well. Jim will have all that coverage here on WCYN as well as here on the YouTube channel. Next pitch on the way. Slow roller to the third baseman. Holbrook comes up. She'll fire to Sutton. Sutton in turns returns fire, but not in time. Another fielder's choice will go 5-3. 2 outs brings up Savannah White with Ham down at third. Now the umpires are going to get together. Saying that she came off the bag before. So apparently they're going to call her for safe at first. Said that she was in such a rush to make her way aboard. I'm going to give her a hit on that because that was going to be a bang-bang play anyway. Well, apparently Sutton was in such a rush to get the ball back to third. And she pulled her foot off the bag, and so runners now in the corners with just one away. Brings up Savannah White. Savannah, as we said, leads the team in RBIs, and it'd be nice to see number 5 right about now. Or if she could find a gap and get this run in. And this one out towards center field. It's going to hang up for Sullivan. Sullivan makes the catch. Ham will tally. The play is going to be at the plate. It's up the line and sliding on in for the first runner for the Phillies will be Ham. McCoy will stay at first. Sullivan with a nice play. So with the sacrifice, a fly out to Sullivan in center field will drive in the first run to make it 2-1. Runner still down at first. Bella Persinger coming to the plate. Bella popped up to the shortstop her first time up.
Number 9, Bella Persinger.
Well, Bella can find a hole here and keep this inning going. We'll see Marissa Taylor on deck for the Phillies. Ball one high. And brought to you tonight by Thomas & Son Construction, LLC, Twin Creek Pops, Wealth Management of the Bluegrass Wendy's, and White Maggard and Greer Orthodontics. This one a little low. Meade comes out, fires down to Sutton, and fly head first back in there is McCoy. So on back makes it 2-0. So every little bit my umbrella wants to take off, ready to put it down because of the equipment. Next pitch on the way. This one fouled back, 2-1. Phillies, we mentioned, back in action. 2 games are scheduled to Ryle tomorrow. Never an easy place to go in the 9th region. That's where Harrison County will be the next couple of days. It's Ryle 2 games tomorrow, then 2 up at Dixie Heights on Saturday. This one fouled. Runs the count even at 2-2. And then takes Sunday off, and Monday will return to Shirley Field. The Lady Indians, as we mentioned, one of the top 15 teams in the state, will be making their way here to the Shirley Field. We'll have that game on WCYN 2's at Monday. On Tuesday night, this one high, runs the count full, 3-2. Phillies will make their way to Campbell County, to Claryville. We'll be right with them, and that's our next game here on the radio side of things. Will be Tuesday night. Trip to Brossard for the Phillies. And on next Friday night, that's ball 4. Bella, for her 19th time, she'll take a base on balls and make her way down to first base. Puts 2 aboard. McCoy going down to second. Brings up Marissa Taylor. Courtesy runner going out to run. It's going to be Julie Persinger. Julie, a junior. She's been hurt through most of the season. Able to run, though. She is 13 for 14 on the base pass. Marissa Taylor with 1 home run. We were talking about that a little bit ago, last Thursday night over at West Jessamine. Marissa's got the pop. She's can make some noise here. Parker gets a sign and comes home with it. The sophomore will see this called strike 1 as it hits that outside corner. 1 run across the plate for Harrison County. 2 runners aboard. They trail 2-1. Really needing to try to get McCoy in. Outside, 1-1. McCoy down at second base. First base, Julie Persinger. Julie, one of the quicker Phillies. And this one popped foul out of play down the first baseline. Runs the count of the ball and a couple of strikes. Allison Dye on deck. As I mentioned, just a busy end of the season. A little over 2 weeks left in regular season before the real season begins, so to speak. The postseason. Got several more games on our WCYN platforms. This one for Thomas Highlands. Well, back here at Shirley Field, 2-1 our score. Phillies trailing as we head to the 5th inning. 8-9-1 come to the plate for Great Crossings. Riley McAllister, Brooke Miller, and Delana Sullivan. Taking care of the umpires, too. As we get ready to get this underway here. McAllister, a strikeout victim, back in that 2nd inning. Calls strike 1 as Bella begins her 5th inning of work. Your numbers through the first 4. 2 runs on 3 base hits. There were no errors and 3 runners left aboard for Great Crossing. Harrison County, 1 run, couple of hits, 3 errors in the ball game, and they leave 3 runners aboard. Next one out of the zone will run the count of the ball and a strike. 6 strikeouts in the ball game. Mentioned recording our 100th strikeout of the season. Next pitch on the way. Called strike 3, and that'll make that number 7. As McAllister watches that one go across the plate and brings up Brooke Miller. Miller also a strikeout victim. Well, brings up Sullivan. That one foul back, strike 1. Well, we mentioned the Lady Warhawks. Head coach Heath Sutton out of the tough 11th region. Only 2 losses on the year. One to Bryan Station back in mid-April, and then falling to Western Hills a few days ago. This one out towards left field. Taylor comes in. Marissa will make the call on the catch for the second out of the inning. First time they've able to not see her on the base pass. Brings up Cameron Lookadoo. Lookadoo 0 for 2.
Now batting number 22, Cameron Lookadoo.
They've had some big wins. They knocked off a very tough Montgomery County club to start the year. Knocked off a tough Lafayette, as well as East Jessamine, Anderson, all tough ball clubs. Called strike, hits that outside corner. Collins also went to Huntsville, Alabama, and won a tournament down there during spring break. Beat Harrison, as we mentioned, on April the 12th. Franklin County, Madison Central. Called strike 2 on the outside. No balls, couple of strikes. They got a busy couple of weeks for their season as well. This one hits in front of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As after tonight, they will make the trip over to Lafayette, a part of that Lafayette 5-star general tournament we talked about last night, where they will play Greene County and Highlands and South Warren all on Saturday. Got a trip to Simon Kitten, Dixie Heights, Louisville Ballard, number 1 team in the state, will hook up this one out 2-2. That's will be taking place over in Georgetown on May the 4th, next Thursday. They've got Pendleton County coming in, rival Scott County, Boyle, Woodford, and McCracken. And bounces up there. So after go 0-2, Lookadoo has worked her way back. Greenwood, also a top 20 ball club. They've still got to see them between now and the end of the season. So Great Crossing still with a well of a schedule. That's ball 4, so after, he said, going up 0-2 as far as with 2 strikeouts, Lookadoo works her way back with a walk. Brings up Ashton Holbrook. Holbrook doubled in the second run of the ball game for Great Crossings, back in last inning. Coach Chad Persinger making his way out to the circle to talk to his infield and his battery. We mentioned this Great Crossing Ball Club, 16-2 on the year, 4th in the RPI. So you see how rough and tough that schedule is. Mentioned the top 25 schedule for softball came out on Monday. So Louisville Ballard still undefeated at the top. South Warren and McCracken County, Davies County, and Henderson County, the top 5 teams this year or this week. This Great Crossing at number 6. Addisville, North Hopkins at 7. Lafayette, who we saw last night, 6 in the RPI, and I believe it looking at both their schedules. And that Greenwood team, as we said, has a date with this Great Crossing team the last day of the season. And Madison Central, who we see next week, is at number 2. Next pitch on the way. Ball 1 outside. Lookadoo will steal second base. Ball 1, no strikes to Holbrook. Now a runner down at second base. Anderson County, Mercy, Louisville Male, Lexington Catholic, who the Fillies have already seen, and Berrien County, the next 5. Intentional walk given up to Holbrook, so that's going to put a runner at second, a runner at first. Still 2 away, brings up the cleanup hitter, Kendall Mead. Mead 0 for 2, lined out to the second baseman her last time up. 15, Berrien County, Fillies knocked off Scott County, who's at 16 last week. This one out of the zone, ball 1. Harrison County at 17th on the season in the top 25. Montgomery, the other 10th region team at 18. Oldham County at 19 and Assumption at 20. A little high, 2-0. To finish the top 25, Central Hardin at 21, DuPont Manual at 22, Rowan County at 23, Woodford, who Harrison saw earlier this year, at 24, and Owensboro Catholic at 25. Runner at second, runner at first. This one popped foul, and out of play it goes. We'll run the count at 2 balls and a strike. Fillies trailing 2-1 here in the 5th inning. Being brought to you by Angelo's Pizza, Banky's Restaurant, Bidfa, the Brett Persinger Memorial, Charlie's Roller Rink, City National Bank, Custom Wood Products, Cynthiana Bike Festival, and the Cynthiana Elks Lodge. This one out towards left field. Taylor going back. She goes back and off the scoreboard. A three-run home run by Kendall Mead. Lookadoo will score from second. Holbrook will follow her in from first.